morning, brothers and sisters. I just want to share God's awesome goodness and His mighty works in our church and the ministry He had given me. I am Dr. Noy Baroga of Great Redeemer Christian Fellowship. For the past 17 years, GRCF had been reaching out to different areas of the country, from Cagayan to Zamboanga, sharing God's love through medical and dental missions. After 10 years, nagpaalam ako to retire from the ministry, so naglaylo po ang medical missions. But we reactivate it if there is a need. GRCF always have the attribute of care and compassion. GRCF Operation Tulong aim to help people in need. When Taal volcano erupted in January 2020, we reached out to the victims by distributing goods in San Luis, Batangas, and we conducted a medical mission in Lemery, Batangas, partnering with RG Medical Clinic. In March 2020, COVID-19 pandemic came. Many have been affected because of the lockdown, so GRCF released a budget to reach out to the church members who have no work. That was the part 1 of Operation Tulong COVID-19. Part 2 of Operation Tulong COVID-19 was the distribution of relief goods to the pedicab drivers of Barangay San Isidro, Makati, and the nearby community. The part 3 was caring for the frontliners of RITM, bringing them lunch. In August, we cared for the 100 construction workers of Asiana by distributing goods, veggies, and eggs. Then in September, we had a feeding program to help the many locally stranded individuals. Most recently, Typhoon Ulysses hit our country and left heavy floods due to the release of dams in different areas, and one of the areas affected were Cagayan and Isabela. My heart was touched when Cagayan and Isabela cried for help. Operation Tulong for Cagayan and Isabela was reactivated again para sa Bangon Cagayan. At that time, GRCF current bank account was running low. But still, the board approved 25,000 pesos to help. Madali lang magpadala or magpasabay ng donations or relief goods to many agencies at that time, but my heart's desire was personally to go to Cagayan and Isabela. Naawa ako sa family ng isang staff ko in a barangay in Santa Maria, Isabela. Ang bahay nila ay lubog at ipinakita yung picture ng kapatid niya na nasa bubong waiting for rescue. I believe the Lord wants me to go. He showed me His affirmation during my devotion. So, I only have 5 days to raise fund and prepare. God was amazing. I am so overwhelmed by the love and support coming from friends and the Unity Church. Thank you, Pastor Vera, Pastor Bong, and Pastora Joy for all the support. I was surprised that our church was chosen as beneficiary by a group of young people in New Zealand who raised funds by baking classic chocolate chips, cupcakes, Pringles, and macaroons. They were able to raise 55,000 pesos. My heart was jumping with joy when I received another blessing a day before we left. The UP College of Nursing Class 74, through our dear sister Grace Raquino, donated 100,000. It was also a blessing that our team's rapid tests were sponsored by RG Medical Clinic, Makati. Thank you, Raquinho family. From 500 relief packs, we made it to 1,000 packs. So we upgraded our vehicle to a 6-wheeler truck to transport all our goods. As blessings were outpouring for the relief mission, simultaneously, GRCF bank account was also increasing at that time. Praise God. God is our provider. He is so good. God was working. He redirected my original plans. Our relief team na sasama, at first mga taga-church admin, but something came up sa church. We ended up with a team of only 6. Ako, my husband, Bubot, my son, Norris, si Melody, a YR of GRCF, plus my dental assistant sa clinic, and my male therapist sa spa, who are both from Isabela. The people I initially approached to help us in Cagayan became busy and irresponsive. Tita Joy suddenly gave me connections to help us sa Cagayan. We had already our plans, our day-to-day itinerary, where to stock up our goods, where to sleep. Our destination and lodging house should be at AFP Transient House in Tuguegarao. But when we were few hours away to our destination, we were informed that it was not available daw pala. It was already past 8 p.m. and the road was so dark in Isabela area. I was so stressed because yung convoy naming truck ay hindi nakasunod at nawawala sila that time. That time, nagte-text din si Sister Grace Raquinho if nasaan na kami. And I didn't tell her na wala kaming tutulugan at naliligaw ang truck namin because ayaw ko mag-alala sila. But thank God, we were able to settle down that night. God's plan was for us to stay in the barangay of Santa Maria, Isabela, so we can have the relief mission early the following day. We had been warmly accommodated and welcomed by the barangay captain and his family. This barangay was submerged with water 16 feet high during the flood. We have distributed 400 relief goods and was able to give basic medicines for children and adults. It was a heartful experience sharing God's love and compassion to these people. The Lord paved the way to people, places, and all our activities that everything else followed smoothly. Praise God for the opportunity to serve. It was worth the long, tiring trip. Praise God for the people He used and touched to make Operation Tulong, Cagayan, and Isabela successful. He is really an amazing God. He works in ways according to His perfect plans. To Him be the glory.